I mean, the people were shocked to note their recording of Nelson Chamisa with some journalists at Daily News, where Nelson Chamisa's voice could be heard asking on why Jameson Timba would create the DCP organization who gave him the mandate, seemingly belittling Jameson Timba that he doesn't have the mandate to create the organization that he created, and also belittling the fight against constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026. Although Nelson Chamisa has denied actually lashing out and belittling other opposition political party leaders for taking a stand against Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3. The Daily News went to prove that indeed they spoke to Nelson Chamisa, and he conveyed a similar message. But well, he has a lot of supporters who wants to support him no matter what. Some they will actually even go to an extent of saying no, but that was AI, and defending without even the facts. The man has not come out to defend himself, and I think this may have actually troubled Jameson Z. Timba, and he decided to fire back, although not naming Nelson Chamisa, but what he wrote, as short as it was a clear answer to the audio that has been circulating and that Zimbabweans have been privy to. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So yesterday, Jameson Timba wrote the following. He says, "Today I wish to acknowledge all citizens and leaders who stepped forward before the Constitutional Court in defense of constitutionalism." So he actually praised the leaders who accompanied war veterans, as well as also individuals such as Professor Love Maduku, who fought fiercely during this challenge. And also we know that politically also he has been standing up against Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3. And Jameson Timba characterizing it as what was done as a defense of constitutionalism. He goes on to say, special appreciation to Godfrey Gurira, co-applicant, and DCP War Veterans Desk co-head, Prince Tubego, head of DCP Citizens Engagement Desk, and Professor Love Maduku, lead advocate and NCA leader. He goes on to respond. Now, this is a response to Nelson Chamisa. This effort was not for individuals, positions, or organizations. It was for Zimbabweans. Because when he was actually accused of forming an organization, and the way Nelson Chamisa characterized it, he portrayed Jameson Timba as an individual without the mandate of the people of Zimbabwe. And he's saying what has necessitated him to take a stand. It is not for individual interest. It is not even for organizations, but this is for defending constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. It is for the people of Zimbabwe, rather than an entity or rather than an individual to take actually pride over that. He continues to say, a reminder that democratic work is collective work. So in simple, is simply saying those who expect them to be always in charge, especially in terms of leadership in any democracy, should not reduce that to be an individual task, but a collective task. that has one purpose. He says, a reminder that democratic work is collective work. Different actors, one constitutional purpose. Mandate is not declared. Nelson Chamisa spoke about where did he get mandate. And he said a mandate is not something that could be declared. It is earned through service, organization, and showing up. I think this time around he threw a missile. He said it is earned through service, organization, and showing up. Nelson Chamisa has not been showing up, especially in terms of Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. He has been speaking, in wrinkles, only spoke, of course, when I saw people attacking him without the evidence of the actually audios which were played recently. I thought that abantu bayamsukela. I thought that people were just taking aim at a man who has been at the receiving end. But that showed me some picture that I did not have, that this man is something else publicly and is also something else secretly. Seriously, he cannot speak in a manner he spoke about his own comrades. Because Jameson Timba is not new in the opposition politics, and he did not form a political party for goodness sake. He formed an entity because Nelson Chamisa was absent by then, an entity just to defend constitutionalism. He's one of the people who refused to say nothing or to do nothing in the face of ZANU-PF manipulation of the constitution. He stood and said, let me take this task. It's not an easy task. It comes with cost. And when he stood up, Nelson Chamisa, just a few days, he also stood up and formed what is called Agenda 2026. What has it done? It was formed and it ended there. Now 90 days has lapsed. I don't think even a submission was submitted by that particular entity. But now to have an audio of him questioning the actions of Jameson Timba, I think that on its own teared the men apart, and it revealed the other side, I'm sure, which Jameson Timba and others were not aware. So he's saying mandate is not declared. It is earned through service, organization, and showing up. And he ended up by saying the court has reserved judgment. Sometimes in the comment section, I usually get some information. Mangis Elvis says, salutations to our ground forces. More effort, more collaboration, more preparation, more engagement. The struggle has just begun. Pasines Ugananda, not Vision 2030 of kleptomaniac Kakisto. And then Craig Spander says, not everyone has an X account, Mr. Timba. Your efforts were centralized in Harare. You didn't reach the whole of Zimbabwe with your message. So don't cry foul when ZANU-PF roams to victory on Cape 3. They were everywhere preaching, teaching, I think it's concertizing, it must be concertizing symbols to support Cape 3 done. Someone says, Mdara, be careful with your word selection. Uchasara wakamira weka. Pamberi apo. Oh, it must be a Nelson Chamisa supporter, this one. Leonard Cornis, okay, let me just read someone who writes in English. Dr. Nyati says, Mr. Timba, you have mandate through service, not through Nelson. Nelson is a CIO operative. He doesn't want any institution. He is just building politics for himself. And that's why, that's why he dropped the Dikore Wende, Fadzai Mahere. Now he is calling you a sellout. Chamisa Ndomuziba Uyu, that is Dr. Nyati. I don't know whether it's the Dr. Nyati. I know it's one of those fake accounts. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okanqobo Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love and live.